side, write all the stuff you went after. Self-determination. You know, the psyche of the human being, according to Aristotle, is we all think we can do everything and we end up doing nothing, but we try to do everything. On the other side of the page, write down what you didn't go after that came to you that worked so well you couldn't ignore it. That's the difference in what I teach in the book between possibilities and opportunities. I define them that way. Possibilities are our own self-determination, our goals, our objectives, our priorities, and opportunities are things we had nothing to do with that came to us. Amazing. The closer I get to opportunities, to those things coming to me, which I say come from divine intent, the more I tend to stay on the path of what I'm supposed to be doing.
Of course, you know, those opportunities that come to you very often come to you, though, because of the things that you have done in your past, you know?
Because, so, yes, I say because you're engaged.
Right, exactly.
You've got to be engaged. You've got to throw your net out. You can't sit somewhere. I say you can be inspired in reflection, but you can't be confirmed until you do something. So do something and see what happens. But you're right.
It's always amazing to me how many people are kind of on rote. They get up in the morning, they have their coffee or whatever, they go off to work, they don't know how they got there, they work all day, they drive home, they don't know how they got home, and then they settled into their little chair, you know, and that's where they sit, you know. And
they're changing the world, right? They're changing the world.
It just amazes me. I can't even imagine something like that. So where does Tom go from here?
Well, there's two things happening. Number one, the underlying pattern of what's in the book is becoming a movement called uncommon companions. So in other words, it's small gatherings of people who are together for no other reason but then to identify their gift and apply that so they discover their purpose and then their call. So in other words, the uncommon companion doesn't get together to coach each other. We get together to make each other accountable. And so this has kind of started as a very small movement among guys, women, men who get together in small groups. They probably don't know each other really well. It's at a coffee shop or whatever. That's kind of how this got started. And they're there for one reason, and that is to ask themselves who they are, what their gift is, and what the opportunities they have in their own life to fulfill and identify the purpose. Uncommon companions. So that's kind of where we're going. And then there's 10 passages in the book. I discovered there's 10 things that a person needs, and there could be more than that, but for me, there were 10 things I needed to go through to get to the point where I began really understanding my path in life and what is my gift. I'll give you an example. So one of the passages is surrender, because seeking doesn't get you anything. In other words, the psychology of Aristotle and Thomas Aquinas and these guys that I studied when I went back to school was that the greatest minds in the world are not seekers, they're surrenders. In other words, they surrender themselves to the truth and they come to know it better. So in other words, it's like a mountain climber. Halfway up, they can either go down or go up, and the mountain climber says, no, get into it. That's the surrender of mountain climbing. Surrender yourself to the mountain, and you'll get to know the mountain better than you ever would otherwise. It's the same way in life. The idea is to look at what's happening to you and dig a little deeper into what's happening to you. You know, for example, I never decided in my life to be a speaker. I never even said, you know, I want to be a great speaker. My dad and I had a conflict, and the conflict went public, and because of a father-son conflict, I started having people invite me to speak about why family businesses don't work. And I didn't even want to talk about it, you know, but that's what got me started.
Wow. So are you going to be monitoring these groups, or how is that going to all relate back to you?
Well, I am going to provide, the goal right now, the objective, is to provide content pieces that the groups use when they get together. And then we will identify facilitators who have gone through the 10 steps, who will be kind of people helping these groups organize where they meet, make sure that that they don't become coaching sessions, that these are pure accountability sessions. And then I'm developing a website that will show people where the groups are at and the facilitators, so they'll be able to go in by zip code and identify where a facilitator is for Uncommon Companion group so they can connect. So
fantastic. Wow.
interesting, isn't it? Fascinating.
Yeah, well, you've been through a lot of different transitions and come out smelling like a rose on the other side. So you're very, very fortunate. I'm very fortunate because I have known Tom for many years and even shared the platform with him at different times. And but his thinking is so different and so deep. And every time I think you're going in one direction, you're off in another one, and better than before. So it's just, I mean, when you went back to school, I thought that was amazing, taking time out of your life to do that. And I mean, but it was. And now to be doing this, and you know, I have to tell you, I love the title. I love the title. I think people relate to DNA, and I think that they want to find out about their DNA. So if people want to find out where to get your book and how to get in contact with you, what is the best way for them to do that?
Right. The book is actually going to be published on October 24th. If they would like to get a copy, a pre-publication copy, we're handling that through my website. So if they will just email me at my name, which, as you know, is Thomas, Thomas, at Winninger.com, at WINNINGER.com, they can get a pre-order in and get a copy of the book as a gift. So
wonderful, wonderful. So Thomas at Winninger, WINNINGER.com.
Correct.
Wonderful, wonderful. And then where does Thomas Winninger go from there?
Well, I'm doing these quickie retreats. So I do 3 hours on progressive realization based upon your application of your gift, and those are available. And I'm really focusing on nurturing this Uncommon Companions. It can be a very lonely journey, Gail. In spite of the fact millions of people are trying to figure out what their purpose in life is, that we're not openly discussing this with other people so that we can get together and encourage each other. So I think the encouragement piece is where I'm going to go. And I do a Tom on Tuesday. I do a blog.
I get that, and I love what but you stopped doing the audio portion of it.
I did.
And was there a reason for that?
I don't know. It hasn't come to me yet. How's that? I need to reflect on that a little longer. We got so much good response from the printed versions that people would print them out and carry them and put them in their books and write on them, that we discontinued the audio versions. But I'm open to go back to do it.
Well, I read it and I listened, so you had a double whammy with me. So
thanks, Gail.
I say that. The other thing too, which I think is incredible, is the factor that, would you say that this has anything to do with leaving a legacy? Or is this totally different?
No, I think it's definitely true. I think that when you apply your gift and purpose and call, I think that what you do as a result of that is your legacy. Helping other people to realize something in their life, because the G of gift means I have to give it.
Right.
The gift is not about getting. If the monetary happens, the monetary is not an object. You know, it's
very true.
It's another opportunity. And I feel like I'm doing more significant work personally than I've done in my whole life right now. And fascinating for me, it's for under 30s and over 55s. Wow. The majority of people who I meet with, who I talk to, are either under 30, which excites me, or over 55, and the ones in between are just too busy to figure it out.
Yeah, that's true. You know? That's true.
I love these young kids. You know, they made it. They went to college to get a career. They never got the career. They never got the life. And if they got the career, they're making a lot of money and they're spending it and don't know what to do with it. And they're looking for this purpose thing. They don't want to wake up like their parents over 55 and wonder, why am I not fulfilled? Why am I not joyful? Where's the meaning in life? I've done a lot. Where's it at? Oh.
Yeah, I'm all about having joy in your life, no question.
You
Well,
are.
folks, you heard it here. You know where you have to go to find the book, and you can reach Tom at that website. Thomas at Winninger.com is his email, and his website is Winninger.com. Thank you, Tom, for being
right.
with us today.
Thank you,
It
Gail.
has been fabulous.
Thank you. Bye-bye.